quite a few days passed, huh?
Half a month after the incident at Corellia Fortress, a sense of lingering unease still hung over the Empire.
Don't
The
blame you.
government increased patrols by the railway military police as part of their counter-terrorism measures, while the noble faction bolstered their provincial armies. There were even rumors that they'd hired several Jaeger corps.
Oh, lovely.
At the center of everything was the Imperial Liberation Front. They had allied with a terrorist group from the Republic of Calvert to attack the trade conference and, as we'd seen firsthand, had attacked Corellia Fortress in an attempt to fire the 2 railway guns stationed there. They'd made it abundantly clear that they were no mere insurgents. These were dangerous people we were dealing with. And following their attempts to target Chancellor Osborne and the reformist faction, rumors started to spread of a possible connection between the Imperial Liberation Front and the noble faction itself. Meanwhile, new information was filtering in from Crossbell that surprised us all. During the conference, one of the representatives of Crossbell's state government made the daring declaration that Crossbell would soon declare its independence, breaking free from its neighbors Calvert and Erebonia. To no one's surprise, both the Imperial government and the noble faction dismissed it as nothing more than delusional raving.
Of course they did. Well, my voice sounds a little weird. Pay no mind, Gamecaster closed for good, so I had to go back to my original recording system for my laptop. Because apparently this game doesn't appear on Streamlabs, so had to make do with what I got.
But one thing was clear. That declaration only served to increase the tension in Erebonia and across the continent.
It's good to be back at the academy. Or Tristan. Trista. Oh? What's going on here?
On a cool, clear autumn day, the Academy's prestigious board of directors gathered for their first meeting of the year.
Oh, board directors meeting, huh? Is it going to be voice acted or no?
And that concludes my biannual report.
Oh, good, it's voice acted.
Good, good. It seems the Academy is running like a well-oiled machine. No administrative issues to speak of. Student performance is sitting comfortably above the national average on exams and on general aptitude tests, too.
The second-year students seem to be having a banner year as well. The Student Council president, in particular, has built up an outstanding array of extracurricular achievements.
Well, she attended last month's trade conference, and from what I hear, she put the professional secretaries to shame. I only wish the conference could have ended on a more positive note.
Well, no one died, well, except for the terrorists. So I'd say that is pretty positive, compared to what could have happened.
I'll say, the share prices of my company have been on a real roller coaster ride ever since.
Undoubtedly, what happened at the trade conference has wreaked havoc on the economy as a whole. But moving on.
Anyways,
I couldn't help but notice in the recent exam reports that Class 1 and 2's academic performance seems to be slipping. Perhaps the preferential treatment given to the upper class students is hindering their scholastic development?
Well, students belonging to the nobility are allowed to return home during August to learn more about their family's lands. It's a tradition here, but one I can't help but wonder if we've outgrown the need for in this modern age.
If I may, traditions accumulate and hold meaning only so long as they're preserved. Our nation's culture, its arts, its social classes, all are rich with tradition that makes Erebonia what it is. And I believe we have a duty to protect and uphold them. After all, does not this very institution champion the ideals of its founder, Emperor Dreigels?
Indeed it does. Though I've always understood Dreigels' intent to be the founding of an academy for the people.
Drakel. Was his name actually said before? Because I always call it Drakels for some reason. Huh.
Even 200 years ago, when education was seen as the province of the nobility, male commoners were permitted to enroll. Today, we have plenty of young women attending, and the commoners easily outnumber the nobles on campus. Perhaps it's time we started taking strides to realize Emperor Dreigels' true ideal.
You seem to be laboring under a few misconceptions here. Commoners were permitted to attend, but only as retainers. Retainers served knights, who served lords, who served the emperor. That's the way the Erebonian society functioned. From that vantage, the structure of the academy in its earlier days certainly seems to have embodied that social order. And if that's so, what is there to suggest that it's not the social order itself that has become the aberration?
Oh boy.
Well,
For one, if that were the case, it would be far easier for me to see my views put into practice. But I can hardly get a word in edgewise between you two. Well, I'd certainly enjoy a return to the way things were in Dreigels' time, at least in that particular respect.
Our apologies, Your Highness.
well, our role here is to consider your views and work toward implementing them.
See what I mean? Would you be so kind as to help me out here, Principal?
I'm here to moderate this board. It wouldn't do for me to express my position on the issues at hand.
In other words, he's saying you're on your own, bud.
That said, I'm sure your passion for reform will triumph in the end, Your Highness.
I suppose I should have known better than to look to my old teacher for sympathy.
It warms my heart to see such a fine teacher-student relationship.
Now, if I may, I'd like to steer this discussion toward a rather timely topic. We've already touched on the issues regarding the Orbal Net and the Orbal Staves, but I'd like to stress again that the adoption of new security measures for the Orbal Net should be a top priority.
Given what happened, I
Certainly
agree.
inclined to agree. But we'll have to rely on the Foundation directly, as things are looking a little shaky with the IBC.
You can leave that to me. The other matter I'd like to review is the use of the Orbal Staves and the Arcus units. Or more specifically, we need to talk about how Class 7 should operate from here on out.
Why do I not have a good feeling about this?
Setting aside the fact that my daughter is a member of Class 7, I think we need to reconsider how the class should be run, in light of what happened at Corellia Fortress. While it certainly proved an excellent chance to see what the Arcus units are capable of, I have serious doubts about whether we should carry on with these field studies, given the current political climate.
It would be difficult to do so, I admit.
I mean, to be fair, if Class 7 wasn't there, a lot of people in this room would be
With
here.
the terrorists at large and the problems in Crossbell unresolved, these are uncertain times.
At the very least, I believe it may be in the class's best interest to cancel this month's field study. We can always resume them once the terrorists have been arrested and the situation in Crossbell calms down.
I mean, that's fair. They want to solve themselves, not rely on the kids, so I can't fault them for that. But still, they're pretty much already involved in quite a bit.
Arise, O youth, and become the foundation of the world. I'm sure you all recognize the words of Emperor Dreigels. They become something of a school motto here. It's my belief that Class 7's actions at Corellia Fortress perfectly embody the spirit of that directive. They stood together to stop a tragedy in the making and, in a sense, protected the foundation of our world. No one ordered them to do it. They took action of their own free will, because they knew in their hearts what was right. Some might call it recklessness. Some may think it rash. Some may even venture to call it hubris. However, as chairman of this academy, I'm incredibly proud of what the brave young men and women of Class 7 achieved.
Alright, well said.
Troubled times may lay in store for Erebonia, and for the entire continent in the months and years to come. But I believe that makes something like Class 7's field studies all the more significant. The experiences they're having now will help them find the strength and the means to press on through adversity. I can't be the only one who feels this way, can I?
They do seem to be showing remarkable growth. That much is true. Although I have no idea how much my daughter is really capable of, immature as she is.
She's a lot more mature than you think she is.
I could say the same of my hothead of a son.
I do wonder about my brother sometimes. However, it does seem that enrolling at this academy has helped him start breaking out of his shell.
With the Academy Festival coming next month, we hadn't even planned a field study.
Festival.
So the issue at hand is just whether to hold a field study at the end of this month or not. I'd like to ask those in favor of going ahead with this month's field study to please raise their hands.
And we don't even get to see the result? Special homeroom, what?
All right, I'd like to begin by taking everyone's ideas for our class's part in the school festival.
Wait, we're taking part in it? 127th Military Academy Festival. 1023, 1024.
The festival will run for 2 days next month, the 23rd and the 24th. Equipment setup and the other preparatory work will begin in the afternoon 2 days before the start of the festival. But there's a lot of preparation needed before we get to that point, and the sooner we get that underway, the better.
That's all the more reason to figure out what exactly we want to do.
Preparations. The worst part of setting stuff up.
Some of our options include displays, events, stage shows, and cafes. Does that sound right, Crow?
Yeah, though no class I know would settle for just some simple display. I mean, come on, no one ever said, boy, we better rush to get in the line for that display.
Well, either way, I'd like to start by soliciting some ideas from all of you. We're just brainstorming right now, so feel free to say whatever comes to mind.
Miriam's face. Milliam, not Miriam. What the hell?
Would it kill you all to give just a teensy bit of cooperation?
To be fair, it is hard to come up with an idea. Just hope no one pulls a Yosuke, say a maid cafe.
I know. It's just...
It's kind of hard to focus right now.
You're one to talk, standing up there with your nervous fidgeting.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised.
The board of directors is in session as we speak, deciding what'll happen to our class.
And those of us with family members who sit on that board probably have even more cause for concern.
You can say that again. We can't even be sure whether there'll be a field study this month.
That's about the long and short of it. With everything that happened during last month's field study, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if they just canceled it.
I can't say I have any particular feelings of attachment to our field studies, but I refuse to accept needless changes to our curriculum.
Honestly, I like the field studies because we actually see more of the world.
Especially with my brother involved in the decision-making process.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Makes sense to me.
We also have to account for the fact that going on our field study means that much less time to prepare for the festival.
I actually didn't think about
So,
that.
as you can see, it presents a bit of a problem.
Man, look at you guys taking this all seriously.
I probably should have asked a little earlier, but what's this festival you guys keep talking about?
Wait,
Yeah,
seriously?
That pretty much sums up her character.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have gone over that for your benefit.
Every year, the students here organize and put on a school-wide festival. There are stage events, food stalls, and all kinds of things to see and do. And it generally falls to each of the first-year classes to provide the main attractions.
Yeah, participating is optional for the second years, since by this point they're usually focusing on their future careers. Oh, and each of the clubs generally get involved too.
You know, I never thought about what will the third and fourth game be about, because second game would most likely be the second year here.
Huh, that sounds fun.
So will the third, fourth game be about the careers afterwards?
In that case, we have to do something. We can't just let the other classes roll over us because we're small. You say that, but I've already had one of the girls from Class 1 bluster up to me declaring that this time victory will be all ours. What?
It must have been Ferris. That sounds exactly like something she'd say.
Well, Class 1 does seem to have had it in for us ever since the midterm results were announced.
If it's all the same, I'd rather not see the House of High Arms claim yet another nominal victory. But we need to account for the fact that our class is markedly smaller than theirs is.
That's certainly true.
Sorry, something popped in the Discord. Had to check it.
It'd help if we at least knew what the other classes are doing.
It kind of seems like everyone's having trouble staying focused.
Come on, everyone, get it together.
Oh, instructor.
Instructor Sarah?
Isn't this a self-study period?
Oh, it was. But I thought you all might like to know that the Board of Directors meeting just adjourned a few minutes ago. So I decided to skip along down here and be the first to break the news.
Then?
What about our next field study? Are we still on?
The Chancellor's not the only one with a little too much iron in his blood, because the board voted unanimously to have you continue your field studies.
Wait, really? I thought with it going the way it was going, at least one or two of them would be against it, but unanimous?
You mean it?
So that's how it is.
You know, even though
Everyone's
they're
happy.
always hard work, I actually feel a little relieved.
Considering all that happened last month, we'll need to be especially careful this time around.
Still, it feels like our field studies are a big part of who we are as a class.
Yeah.
They're kind of a pain, but oh well.
We should be grateful to His Highness and the directors.
That's good news.
Seeing the hard road and the easy road, then picking the hard one anyway. That's youth for you.
You're only a year older than us. Wait, why did I say us like I'm including myself? I'm way older than these guys.
It also sounded like His Highness and the directors will be taking off in pretty short order. So I'll let you guys out of study hall early to go see them.
Oh,
If you say so.
I think I'll take you up on that.
I just realized there's no voice acting. Machias, haven't had a chance to talk with you since the summer festival. Sounds like you're quite the heroes at Guerrilla Fortress. Come on, don't tease us. I'll be the first to admit that we acted rashly, but in the end, I have no regrets. Glad to hear it. It's good to see you again. Likewise. May feels so far behind us now. You have questions, no? It's written all over your face. I do. You were in Leground, weren't you, to meet Duke King? Correct. I was hoping to have time to greet you and your classmates too, but I imagine you would rather he not take too close an interest in you. You imagine right. Still, I'm concerned. What is House Alberea playing at? And not just us, what are the four great houses and the rest of the noble faction trying to accomplish? Huh. You ask like there's a simple answer. The four great houses aren't as united in opinion as you might think. Makes sense? Even with individual families, there can be disagreements. You know that I differ with Father on several issues. Rather than worrying about other positions, I suggest giving some thought of your own as a member of the family. I'm surprised you actually managed to make it here. I was expecting a business negotiation to crop up just next time, like it always does. Time is something you make, not something you find. All the more so if you're in a position of responsibility. Ah. Lady Lisa is quite a multitasker herself. You should see her. She has no trouble balancing her time between her studies, training, club activities, and hobbies. Of course she does it. I'd be disappointed if she wasn't able to manage at least that much. You need to start using your time more creatively, Elisa, instead of simply doing what's required of you. Ugh. I saw the railway guns at Corellia, you know. I saw what those accidents were capable of. I can understand why grandfather regrets our making them. Do you honestly feel things like that are necessary? Are you really okay with that? I think the fact that you've seen enough to ask me that now means that deep down you've realized that they're both necessities of this era we lived in. Well, the opinions of others are only that. Stop relying on them so much. Observe for yourself and draw your own conclusions. That's what someone who is truly independent would do anyway.
Still, I wasn't expecting to find myself indebted to you again so soon.
And now we're back to voice acting with
Without
help.
your intervention, the Chancellor and I would have met our maker in Crossbow.
Don't mention it.
We're just relieved you're all okay, Your Highness.
Indeed. I'm glad you were able to focus on making a positive contribution at the conference.
I wish I could tell you that's exactly what I did. I could scarcely find a place to chime in once the Chancellor and the Republic's president got going. Though the mayor of Crossbell managed to dumbfound even them.
How so?
I presume you're referring to his proposal for Crossbell's independence?
Hard to believe it could actually happen.
Well, as long as both Erebonia and Calvard refuse to accept it, the likelihood of it actually... Still, they're planning to hold a referendum on the issue to see if the population is in favor of it. So there'll be plenty more chances for disputes to break out over the issue.
Huh.
Well,
Okay.
neither of them want to lose all that sweet tax revenue from Crossbell.
Of course, it's all about the money, right?
Half of it flows into the provinces too, so like, fat chance the noble faction's gonna take that line down.
Milliam.
Yeah, you just said that to the
I
prince.
swear, this kid has all the delicacy of a rock to the face.
So you're Milliam, are you? Your name seems to have come up with increasing frequency lately. Well, I was hoping for a chance to see the famous Eric Getlem in action, though.
Oh, sure thing. Come on, Lamb!
Whoa there. Cool your jets.
I'm not sure this is the best place to call out Eric Getlem. Just a hunch.
Lame.
Objection overruled.
Oh, that could have gotten messy.
Honestly, I would just be in the background egging her on to do that with a bowl of popcorn, because that would be hilarious.
Honestly, it would save us all a lot of trouble if you could just refrain from saying whatever pops into your mind, too.
Lame.
Oh my god, he's an older male Milliam.
Oh, who might you be?
Say, are you from the Vander family? The one who serves as the prince's bodyguard?
Oh, did Neidhart mention me?
Mueller Vander. Okay.
I'm Mueller Vander of the 7th Armored Division. I was with the prince at the conference in Crossbell, so I'm in your debt as well.
Got a cool uniform.
Glad to be able to thank you personally.
The honor is ours, sir.
It's an honor to meet a member of the esteemed Vander family.
Ah, so you're the Radiant Blade Master's daughter. And you must be a practitioner of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style. I'm always happy to meet fellow students of the sword. Oh, and you must be the young man from Nord who my uncle wrote a reference for.
Yes, that would be me. I owe a lot to Lieutenant General Vander.
Oh crap, I actually forgot the general in Nord's name was Vander. Another reason I love this game, everything connects in a way.
It sounds like he's in your debt as well, with everything that happened in Nord a few months ago. Well, you all seem like dependable young men and women. Perhaps the prince's idea had some merit to it after all.
See? What did I tell you? And it's not just Class 7 either. The whole academy seems so full of life. Perhaps I should take this opportunity to break down social barriers by getting to know all of them in the academy's pool.
Wait,
if
what?
you really want to work up a sweat, I'd be glad to let you run back to Heimdall. If you kept up a good sprint, I'll bet you could even make it in a couple hours.
You'd actually make me do it, too. Ah, cruelty. Thy name is Mueller.
I mean, you could take the train if you wanted to.
It's like their hearts practically beat in sync.
That's certainly one way to look at it. I wonder how long they've known each other.
Well then, I bid you all a fond farewell.
See you next time there's a
I
crisis.
hope we have the chance to meet again soon.
Alright, that was a long cutscene, 26 minutes. 3 days have passed since board directors handed down their decision. With the assurance that our field studies would continue, we finally turn our attention to our next month's festival. However, losing those couple days at the end of the month meant we had that much less time to prepare. And no matter how much we brainstormed, we couldn't think of any really compelling ideas our small class could pull off. Eventually... Geez, I can't believe we've burned through another week already. Hey, at least it's perfect weather for a weekend out in town. Hope you all enjoy your free day tomorrow. Especially since you got another practical exam coming up next Wednesday. You could just send us off to have a good weekend, could you? Just wouldn't be Instructor Sarah if she didn't throw in a little dash of torment. And then we have this month's field study coming up at the end of next week, right? Yep, just like we've been planning. We might have made a few changes to the original itinerary, nothing major. I'll tell you all about where you're headed after a practical exam, so till then, keep on guessing. Yeah, you don't need to make it into some sort of dramatic revelation. She always does, though. Ooh, can't wait to find out where we're going this time. Oh, by the way, you guys really need to figure out what you're going to do for the festival next month. First years have to participate, so if you can't think of anything, you'll be showing your field study reports instead. What? That certainly wouldn't be my first choice, or even my fifth. Anyway, that's a wrap for homeroom. If you'll do the honors, Miss Class President? Yes, Instructor. Stand, bow. Well, I'm sure she was joking about putting our field study report to display. I hope. Honestly, she might actually do it as a laugh. Either way, we need to figure out what we're doing by the start of next week. That sounds wise, especially considering we have our practical exam on Wednesday, our field study next weekend. That's how things stand. We should at least make it our goal to at least have some solid ideas by the end of tomorrow. Maybe we could ask around to see what everyone else is doing. I mean, if we do that, we might be able to come up with an idea. We also need to check out what the other classes are planning. Why did I bother saying that after just going to say the next sentence? If we end up doing something that was already done, we'd seem totally redundant. Yeah, we should split up and start gathering some info. But remember, we need to find something that will work with the number of people we got. Yeah, all the other classes have more than double the manpower we do, easily. And they all seem to have some pretty grandiose aspirations at that. If greatness were reliant on numbers, museums would be full of artwork produced by committee. There must be some course of action that can turn our requests for numbers to our advantage. Yeah, the question is what? If we had an easy answer, we wouldn't be spending all this time worrying over it. What about a tournament? I mean, like a fighting tournament, a sparring one between each member? That would actually be pretty interesting. I'm getting kind of pumped up. Well, a little inter-class competition never hurt anyone. In fact, might spice things up a bit. Why do I get the feeling you're about to go make a betting poll on the classes? Finally got control of Green again. Since I'm using my original recording system, I'm basically keeping that other save file just in case it's not recording the frames. I hope it is, but just in case. Oh hey guys! Coming up with a good idea for us to do a festival is a lot harder than I thought it would be. Honestly, I'm starting to think that some kind of display wouldn't be that bad, at least in principle. It wouldn't, but that's the go-to idea for so many culture-related clubs. I think that beyond visitors enjoying it, we should do something we enjoy putting together too. Sure enough, a display type exhibit will always work in a pinch, but wouldn't be something we get excited about. Agreed. I just came with a good idea. Oh, let's hear it. A shooting gallery using real bullets. Only problem is you put a bullet in your prize. Oh, that's the only problem. Yeah, that would never fly on campground. However, having a shooting gallery would be good. It'd be fake bullets, obviously, but it'd be kind of like a course where you run around having to aim at targets. Like set up bottles at certain points, you shoot them, they go down. And different colored bottles for points. That would actually be a good one. Dang. That's actually a very good idea, just work on the bullet part. Seems like most clubs already have their plans for a festival sorted out. Well, if we're the only ones that haven't decided on anything yet, we really need to hurry to figure out what we're going to. Milliam, what are you doing? Why'd you end up joining the cooking club, Milliam? Not that long ago. I figured I'd get all kinds of tasty stuff here. Just remember it's the cooking club, not the eating club. Don't worry, I'm making stuff too. I made the stuff blow up the other day.
You what?
I'm afraid to ask how. Oh boy. Just walk away. Slowly walk away. Don't make eye contact. Seeing Mother and me convinced me more than ever that she'll never change. I still can't believe she's been on the board of directors this whole time. Well, the revelation did come out of nowhere. Did you manage to talk to her at all? Technically, yes. She has a way of saying all the things I don't want her to say, though. Lisa. Sorry, don't worry about it. No sense dwelling on the past when we've got plans to make for the festival. I want her laughing at me for going on about being independent, then not being able to make one simple decision. Yeah, you're right. Today I'd like you to try the butterfly stroke. Really? Isn't that a little advanced? Don't worry, take some getting used to. I'm sure you'll be able to manage. Put in time to practice every day, you'll have it down faster than you think. I had planned on questioning my brother about the Noble's faction's intentions while I was here for the board meeting. However, he managed to deftly dodge my queries, avoid answering anything even remotely resembling an answer. There's definitely something odd going on with them, the Noble faction, I mean. I've heard rumors suggesting they're linked to a terrorist. At any rate, it's our responsibility as nobles to do all we can to understand what's really going on. Our life here in the Academy, particularly our field studies, provides us the perfect opportunity to do so. I agree. What do you think about the outline I gave you, Dorothy? Well, I like the fact it's focused on boys' adolescence. But unlike my work, which hinges on indulging a lady's fantasies, yours is much more subtle. Artful, even. This is perfect. This is exactly the kind of thing I've always wanted to read. Phew, thank goodness. It sounds like people are talking inside. Okay, next on agenda is the issue of food and drink stalls. More specifically, how we ensure hygiene standards across all of them. That's a big one, especially with how many non-academy visitors we'll have. Worse yet, Heinrich and some of the other stores are saying stalls should be banned if we can't take care of them. Are they crazy? We couldn't possibly ban food and drink stalls at the festival. That's half the fun right there. In that case, we're really going to need each and every student to understand their responsibilities in regards to hygiene. We still got about a month, so if we take the initiative early, what if we discuss this with Instructor Beatrix in the infirmary and work with her? That seems like a good way to do it. Sounds good to me. No objections here. It's settled then. I'm sure if we work together, everything will be fine. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. She seems really busy. I was hoping to ask her about what Class 7 should do for the festival, but today definitely does not seem like the right time. Maybe tomorrow. Hey, Reen. Speaking of the devil, Crow was just talking about you. What's this I hear about you guys struggling with your plans for the Academy Festival? It's embarrassing to say it, but it's true. Well, if you had so much on your plate with field studies, who could blame you? You can start thinking stuff now. That's all. Now that that's all out of the way, though. Good point. But it'd be nice if you actually lend us a hand or come up with something. And if I did, I'd be denying you youngsters a valuable lesson in independence. How could I live with myself? In other words, you're too lazy. Sounds like Crow's already made himself at home in Class 7. It sure does. In fact, they're getting along so well, I think you should spend another year with them. Well, Angelica, you're not seriously hoping I get held back here, are you? What did I ever do to you? That reminds me, actually, what did you all do for last year's festival? We were in different classes, so we all did different things. My class had a little attraction that used some machines I built myself. You certainly showed off your stuff with that, didn't you? Meanwhile, I had the pleasure of playing the leading man in a play we held in an auditorium. Now that was popular. By which I mean all the girls went absolutely crazy for her, almost tore the auditorium down. Of course, I had to wade through the sea of admirers to get my top priority, Toa's class cat cafe. Just remembering how possibly cute she was in her cat outfit sent shivers down my spine. I'm sorry, what? Wow, I didn't think you could weaponize cuteness. Not only did Crow take charge by helping out different places, a bunch of different places, he even organized our performance that closed out the festival. You all did a performance together? Crow did what now? Yeah, nothing too fancy. Might have been almost as popular as Jellica's play though, I don't know. Well, let's not be humble now. It was far and away the most popular event at the festival. Dahlia was so excited that Toa managed to get over her initial nervousness to get really into it. Now I've gotta know what this was. Maybe I'll tell you about some other time. Speaking of Toa, actually, really can't thank you enough for what you did while the trade conference was going on. I guess that applies to Crow too. I don't even want to imagine what would have happened to her if you hadn't stopped the railway guns. Okay, turn off the waterworks. No need to thank me for helping a buddy. He's right. Besides, it wasn't like we were the only ones involved either. I'm just glad we're all here safe and sound and can joke around about the festival like this. That's all the thanks I need. Even so, thanks, Reed. Good luck coming up with something. Seconded. If you need a splendid hand, just ask. I'll do just that. Should I go back to the dormitory? Well, yeah, there's nothing else to do.
Insects, huh? Well, it is fall, I guess. believe I've already been here half a year. The festival used to seem so far off, and now it's just next month.
Time flies.
The past 6 months really have flown by.
Huh? Is that you, Reed?
Toa? Yep.
Toa? Hey there. Haven't seen you out and about too much lately. I thought you were still stuck in today's student council meeting.
I'm surprised you heard about it. We just finished up a little while ago, so I thought that was a nice point to call it a day.
I see. Did you guys discuss the Academy Festival?
Yep. We've still got a lot we need to nail down before next month to keep the preparations running smoothly.
Yeah, the background stuff's always a pain.
There's enough to discuss that we're actually meeting again tomorrow.
Sounds like work's really keeping you busy then. By the way, have you figured out what you'd like me to help you with tomorrow? I'll even take the tasks now if you have them handy.
Oh, I usually sort those out before I go to bed. I guess I could go over them now, but there's some shopping I really need to do. Sorry. Is it okay if I give them to you tomorrow morning like usual?
That's totally fine.
Reen, there's something I want to tell you. And I'm sorry it's taken me so long to say it, but I want you and everyone from Class 7 to know how grateful I am for what you did at Corellia Fortress.
Oh. It's fine, really. We've gotten plenty of rounds of thanks for it already. We just kind of ended up in the wrong place at the right time, and we were lucky the instructors were there, and...
That doesn't change the fact that you saved my life.
Yeah, Reen really needs to take a thank you every now and then.
I wasn't on the same floor where the conference was being held, but if a shot from the railway guns had hit Orcus Tower, I doubt I'd be standing here today.
Toa, I'm just glad you're safe.
Thanks. Anyway, I feel like I'm just kind of babbling on and repeating myself now, so I'll stop myself here.
Huh. She's awfully conscientious, isn't she?
Conscientious. I've never heard that word before. What?
Oh, you said you were on your way out to
Self-conscious,
do some shopping,
maybe?
right? Is there a lot on your list?
Well, a pretty good amount, I suppose. Oh, and I just remembered I need to pick up that stuff at the bookstore, too. Then after I get everything I need at the general store, I might have to make a trip back here to
For
drop
real?
it off.
You could do that. Or I could come along with you and help carry all those bags. So how about it? No strings. I just feel like you could use a hand.
Oh no, there's no way I could drag you along on all my errands. I mean, sure, it'd be a big help, but I just feel so bad asking you to do it.
He's still going to do it anyways.
Ugh, that makes it sound like deep down I secretly want you to come, and that's not...
Well, if it eases your conscience, there's actually something I need your advice on. It's about my class and what we can do for the upcoming festival.
Well, that's one way to get the advice. It's always good seeing Trista, honestly. Damn, all those bags. How'd she expect to carry them all by herself?
That should be everything. Wow, is it this late already?
I guess the sun has started setting a little earlier lately.
Yep. Always seems to That went in for fall hits. I'm looking out the window right now. It's pretty foggy out this morning.
Still, I had no idea you came here often.
Well, Mick is always able to get stuff you can't buy anywhere else.
Was Mitch the black market guy in
He's my
Trista?
go-to guy when there's something I can't get at the Academy store. Like fireworks to use in school events.
Okay, I was just kidding, but is he actually black market stuff?
I think we even asked him for a penguin costume once, and he actually got it.
Why would you need a penguin costume?
Yeah, it sounds like you have a pretty unique shopping list.
Uh-huh. Wait! How did you end up with all those bags?
Was he just subtly taking more without her realizing
Oh, no.
it?
I'm so sorry. Here, give me some of those.
Don't worry about it. I'm fine. You're carrying plenty as it is.
Ugh. Sorry, Rain. Well, how about we take a break in the rest area over there? I'll buy you a coffee or something. You wanted to ask me something about the Academy Festival too, right? Ooh, yeah. That does sound like a problem.
The late for coffee, isn't it?
Well, your class doesn't have enough people to do anything that involves large-scale equipment or decorations. You all could get together and run a little cafe without any problems, if you all wanted to do something like that.
But someone else is already
I'd
doing
thought
that.
about it, yeah. Still, if we're going to do something, I at least want it to be as impressive as what the other classes are doing.
Feeling a little competitive, aren't we, Rain? Well, you have enough people to put on a play or run a game tournament, but other first-year classes have already applied to do both of those.
I see. I don't really want to copy an idea another class is already doing. Actually, didn't you, Crow, Angelica, and George use the stage for your exhibit last year?
You heard about that? How much do you know?
Okay, I want to know
Not
more
too
now.
much. All of them seemed to dance around the details. One thing they all agreed on, though, was that it was a real hit.
Me and my big mouth. You really want to know?
If you don't mind telling me anyway. Who knows? It might help me think of something Class 7 could do.
Well, if you insist, I can't turn down a chance to help a sweet, fledgling first year, especially after how much you helped me. I'll reach down to my toes and muster every last bit of courage to tell you.
Okay, it can't be that bad.
Thanks. Was it some kind of traumatic experience or something?
Well, in short, we put on a musical performance.
Oh,
A
concert?
little concert of sorts, you could say.
That sounds interesting.
Wow, really? I wouldn't have expected that from you guys. So you can play an instrument then?
I am afraid not. That's how I got stuck being the singer. Angie, Crow, and George all played for the show, though.
Wow, that actually sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
It'd be nerve-wracking, too.
If we put on a musical show, I'm sure Elliot would be a big help.
That's true, he's part of the music club. I'm actually surprised the music club isn't doing a concert.
So, what kind of music was it? Classical? Folk? Show tunes?
Well, it's hard to describe, but it was passionate, really modern.
What, like rock and roll?
I'm not sure I get what you mean.
Well, it's not really a genre that's caught on in the Empire yet. You definitely wouldn't hear it played in Heimdall's Opera House, that's for sure.
Huh?
Alright. Do you have some free time tomorrow evening? If you can't come until after you're done exploring the old schoolhouse, that's okay with me.
Tomorrow evening? Yeah, I should be free. Should I meet you in the student council room?
Oh no. Can you go to the computer room in the main school building?
Sure thing. Does this have something to do with the concert you held last year?
You'll just have to find out tomorrow night. Anyway, sorry to keep asking favors of you, but would you mind coming to the lower class dormitory with me? If we stay out here much longer, we're going to miss dinner at the dorms.
You have a point. But really, I'm fine with all the bags. Just leave the heavy lifting to me.
You're so stubborn.
I always like seeing what the other characters think in the dormitory. Looking forward to seeing what crazy idea you decide on. Can't help you out too much, though. Having someone as brilliant as me is on your side already feels like stacking the deck. Fair enough, we'll figure something out on our own. And that aside, feels like you guys have finally gotten used to having me around. Guess that means I can finally take it easy. Guess so. Maki is still adjusting to your antics, I think. But to me, you've always been a little too lax fit the image of all upperclassmen. I mean, now that you got the red jacket and everything, I might forget you were ever second year. Ouch. Man, that one might have hit a little too close to home. Just messing with you. Helping my club prepare for a festival while trying to brainstorm an idea for our class proving to be a challenge. We'll have to divide up our time wisely to make sure everything goes well. Well, I don't have any clubs to worry about, so I'll devote my extra time to finding a good idea for us. You say that, but I get the feeling you're even busier than the rest of us. Things we can pull off with just the number of people we've got in Class 7 are kind of limited, huh? Personally, I'd like if we did something music related. That might be too much of a stretch. That reminds me, Toa mentioned that she was involved in some kind of concert for last year's festival. Maybe she'll have some good ideas for us when I go see her tomorrow evening. I'm certain my brother has much on his mind, but shaming him through our lack of creativity simply isn't an option. We must come with an idea befitting our class and status. Wow, he's really serious about this. The idea of an academy holding its own festival is pretty new to me. We did have seasonal festivals in Nord, though, so maybe it's like those. I don't doubt that coming together to put on a festival that everyone in the school can enjoy would be a lot of fun. And we just need to think of something our class can do for it. Yeah, everyone's a bit nervous in their own way. People keep telling me festivals are all about the good stalls. I wonder what kind of tasty stuff they'll have. Well, there's nothing wrong with being exciting for them. We should probably focus on the idea for our class right now. I know. Was that penguin here before? Cursor has zoom in function. I guess I'll go straight to bed tonight. Easier to come up with ideas when you're well rested. That's true. But that raises the question, with all those naps you take, how are you always so tired? Years of experience. Oh, right, that makes sense. I'll try asking my clubmates about their festival plans later, but Ferris is an upper class student, and the other two are second years, so I'm sure they've got something amazing up their sleeves. Once bet their answers are only going to press me. Yeah, we don't exactly have a lot of options either. Still, I'm sure we'll come up with something we can really be proud of. Yeah, you're right about that. What's wrong, Emma? Oh, sorry, I guess I've been feeling rather out of it lately. Maybe it's because I've been so focused on coming up with ideas for a literature club short story collection. You should take a chance to get some rest tonight then. That's exactly what I tend to do. I was waiting to see if there was something in her thoughts about the cat. My club isn't meeting for practice tomorrow, so maybe I should spend a day pondering an idea for the festival. I also made arrangements for Sharon to teach me too. Oh, were you planning to have her teach you? Nothing too boring, don't worry about it. Well, now I'm really curious. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Got your next field study and your practical exam coming up too, so the sooner you think something, the better. If you really can't think of anything, you can always just post up your field study reports, call it a day. I won the award for most boring event ever, now on my watch. We only have one chance to join festival's first years after all. Good, you do understand. Hang on, I need to... There. I put stream mode on my Discord. I didn't even see Celine there. Chairman stated that she has high hopes for the Academy Festival. Visitors will be coming from all different regions, so it should be quite stimulating for the economy, she says. Oh, of course she's looking forward to your performance as well. I'm tingling with anticipation myself. So nothing new was really learned, but it was enjoyable.